A horse farmer named John Yunt paid $23,000 for a compact tractor. Within weeks, it was leaking hydraulic fluid. But when he called for warranty service, the company behind it was broke and the warranty was void. Yunt told WRAL what he got is a piece of junk that will not run, that he cannot get parts for, that is worthless. If you're shopping for a compact tractor, new or used, that trap is still live. I've ranked 5 brands that left the US market, worst to first, by the damage each one did to its owners. Number 1 is held to the end. Here's what happens when a brand leaves the US market. I've measured it on 5 things, and every brand in this countdown gets graded on how many of these they broke. First, the dealer map goes dark. No one to service your machine. Second, the parts pipeline dries up. No factory is feeding replacement parts into this country. Third, your resale collapses. Nobody wants a tractor with a dead badge on the hood. Fourth, the warranty is orphaned. There's no company left to honor it. And fifth, if your tractor was a rebadge, a machine built by one factory and sold under a different name, you're stranded guessing who made the thing. Every brand on this list is ranked by how many of these 5 it broke and how deep it cut. Machines from every one of these brands are still listed for sale on the used market right now. That trap is still open. And by the end of this countdown, you'll know the signs to watch for and the 3 questions to ask before you sign for anything. Number 5, Branson. TYM of South Korea folded Branson Tractors and TYM USA into a single company called TYM North America, effective January of 2023. TYM announced it in a press release. The Branson name was discontinued. New machines wear the TYM badge now. Any Branson-labeled tractor still sitting on a dealer lot is leftover stock. This is the mildest case on the list, and I'll tell you why. TYM's chief executive, Do-Hoon Kim, said the Branson products are not going anywhere. TYM does still honor existing Branson warranties unchanged. That's on the record. So Branson is the one case in this countdown where the parent company stayed and took responsibility. But here's the catch. TYM's own integration notice says, Branson parts fit Branson tractors, and TYM parts fit TYM tractors. They're not interchangeable. So if you own a Branson and you search for Branson parts, you might not realize you need to call TYM now. You own a brand name that no longer exists, and the company that answers the phone has a different name than the one on your hood. The next brand on this list didn't just change its name. It walked away from compact tractors. Number 4, Cub Cadet. Cub Cadet and Yanmar ran a joint venture building compact tractors under the Cub Cadet Yanmar badge. That joint venture dissolved in September of 2011. Yanmar took full control of the machines, and the Cub Cadet name was dropped from every compact tractor they made. Go to Cub Cadet's own website today. You'll find mowers, zero turns, and snowblowers. Compact tractors, zero. That's a name people trusted. Cub Cadet has been on American lawns for decades. But the company decided compact tractors weren't the business they wanted to be in and walked away. The machines are still Yanmar underneath, so the parts can be cross-referenced. But the original Cub Cadet dealers were lawn and garden shops. Many of them didn't follow the machines over to Yanmar. So your nearest Cub Cadet dealer may not touch a compact tractor at all. One owner on the tractor forums took a Cub Cadet compact to a Yanmar dealer, and the dealer didn't sound knowledgeable about the Cub Cadet side of the machine. A discontinued badge that nobody at the counter recognized. Used Cub Cadet Yanmar compacts are averaging around $13,000 right now. And if you see one listed at a price that looks too good, now you know why. But at least Cub Cadet left a living maker under the hood. The brand at number 3 didn't leave that. Number 3, Foton. Foton is a Chinese maker that sold budget compact tractors through Rural King and other discount retailers in the US. Rural King, the retailer that sold the most of them, stopped importing Foton tractors around 2010 to 2011 and put its own house brand on the shelf instead. There was no announcement, no press release. The brand just went dark. Today, there is no official U.S. Foton tractor importer. The company's own U.S. tractor page returns a not found error. That's the tell this section teaches, and it's something you can check from your phone before you step on a lot. If a brand's own website is a dead link, the exit already happened. And the dealer network tells the rest of the story. Search for a Foton tractor dealer across the entire United States, and the national directory lists 6 dealers spread across 5 states. For anyone trying to get a part or get a repair, that's the entire infrastructure that's left. It gets worse. The same machines were sold under other names too. Nortrac, FarmPro, Tractor King. Every one of those brands is gone from the U.S. tractor market. So the parts web is dead in every direction. No U.S. entity to honor a warranty. Parts through a couple of specialty importers pulling from China on demand. And if you own one right now, you can't get it fixed and you can't get rid of it. Number 2 is different. This brand didn't just disappear. It positioned itself as the rescue for another brand's stranded owners. And then it died too. Number 2, Montana. Montana Tractors imported compact tractors assembled by factories in South Korea, Romania, and India, and put its own name on all of them. In December of 2008, Montana bought the bankrupt assets of Farmtrac North America for $14.1 million. Tractor Data documented the sale. Montana positioned itself as the lifeline, the company that would keep parts flowing and machines running for stranded Farmtrac owners. Then its main supplier, LS of South Korea, began selling its own tractors in the U.S. market in 2010. Montana had outbid LS for those Farmtrac assets at the bankruptcy auction, and once LS went direct to buyers here, Montana lost its main source of new machines. It had no backup supplier and no leverage. Montana couldn't find a replacement. It stopped selling new tractors at the end of 2010 and became a parts-only shell by the 1st of January 2011. Then it was nothing. This is the double orphaning. Montana was supposed to be the rescue. It bought the factory and the parts inventory to keep those owners running. 2 years later, Montana itself was dead. The brand that was supposed to save you needed saving, and no one came. And the parts problem here is worse than any other brand I've covered. Montana models came from several different factories in different countries. Figuring out which parts fit your specific machine means tracing which plant built it. No dealers left and no warranty entity standing. And a parts riddle you're solving alone. The brand Montana was supposed to rescue is number 1 on this list. And its story is worse than all of these combined. Number 1, there's a plant in Tarboro, North Carolina, that had been building tractors since the 1940s. The name on those tractors was Farmtrac. Farmtrac North America shut down in January of 2008. 180 workers were laid off. The Raleigh station, WRAL, and Tractor Data both reported the company owed more than $55 million. One account said it was too broke to even afford to file for bankruptcy. The warranty is where this story cuts deepest. A company representative told WRAL flatly that they were broke and could not honor any warranties. 3-year warranties that owners had paid for as part of their purchase price became worthless overnight. One dealer tried to dump new Farmtrac inventory on eBay. Listed as is, no warranty. Billy Yergin was a Farmtrac dealer who told WRAL he felt duped and his customers felt duped. He had tractors on his lot that he could not sell with a valid warranty, made by a company that no longer existed. The court-appointed receiver called it an expensive mess. Senator Richard Burr asked the FTC to investigate. State attorneys general contacted the receiver. But here's the part of this story I keep coming back to. After the layoffs, 30 to 40 former Farmtrac workers kept showing up at the plant without pay. They ran the phones and the parts warehouse so that owners could still get a part. No one was paying them. They just kept showing up. Think about that timeline. Farmtrac collapses in 2008. Montana buys the pieces for $14.1 million and promises to keep the parts flowing. By 2011, Montana is dead too. If you bought a Farmtrac, you watched two companies promise to keep you running, and both of them break that promise. Orphaned twice. Yunt, the man I started this video with, bought a Farmtrac and got a machine he couldn't get serviced, couldn't get parts for, and couldn't sell. Used Farmtracs are still listed on the dealer sites today, averaging about $10,600 against original prices of $15,000 to $23,000 and up. So here's what a brand exit costs, in real dollars. Yunt paid $23,000 for his Farmtrac. Used Farmtracs now average about $10,600. That's more than $12,000 gone. Some of that is age. Every machine depreciates, but a Kubota or a Deere of the same years holds its value because the brand is still standing behind it with dealers, parts, and a warranty. A Farmtrac sits at the bottom of the used market because none of that is left to hold it up. And the 3-year warranty Yunt paid for on top of that price went worthless the day the company said it was broke. He didn't lose that money because the tractor failed. He lost it because the company behind it did. Here's the pattern. A U.S. website that went dark. Dealers disappearing from the map. A nameplate folded into another company, or a supplier that went direct. All 5 of those brands showed at least one of those signs before the first owner got stuck. And those are things you can check from your phone before you sign anything. Before the verdict, 2 things in fairness. First, the companies still operating behind these brands, Escort's Kubota, LS, Foton, and Cub Cadet's current owners, have not responded to these specific claims in public. And second, some of these dead badge machines were built by a factory that's still here. Montana Compacts and Cub Cadet Compacts were built by LS and by Yanmar. And both of those companies are alive and selling in the U.S. today. Some specialty dealers, like Joe's Tractor Sales, still carry Montana and Farmtrac inventory. A used dead brand tractor at a discounted price can be a smart buy if you first confirm which factory built that exact model, find the live parts cross-reference, and have a dealer for that factory within driving distance. The trap, brands like Montana pulled from several different factories. Not every model traces back to a maker that's still around. Buy without checking, and you're gambling on a parts pipeline that may not exist. Before you buy any compact tractor, new or used, ask 3 questions that would have saved every owner in this video. Is this brand still importing to the U.S.? Who honors the warranty if the badge disappears? And what factory built this machine? If the salesman can't answer all 3, you already have your answer. You clicked this video because you had a bad feeling about a cheap badge you didn't recognize. You were right to,